Who do you think might be in possession of a hidden palace that is said to be worth 1.37 billion US dollars and was purchased with the largest bribe in the history of the world? Vladimir Putin, without a doubt. Stay here so you can find out what he's doing at the moment. It is speculated that the Russian President Vladimir Putin possesses a colossal residence on the coast of the Black Sea in his country that is shrouded in mystery. It is said that the outrageous estate is worth 1.37 billion US dollars and that it sits on 183 acres of land along with an adjacent plot of land that is 70 square kilometers in size, which is larger than the entire island of Manhattan. In the year 2021, it was discovered that the property featured absolutely astounding proportions and levels of luxury. When the Anti-Corruption Foundation, headed by Alexei Navalny, who's the leader of the Russian opposition, uploaded an investigative documentary on it on YouTube, users have viewed the video more than 124 million times as of right now. Putin has stated that he does not own the palace, claiming instead that it is a private venture owned by a number of different businessmen. The Kremlin also stated that Putin does not own the palace. But despite this, people all over the world are continuing to speculate about him, and they are strongly pointing the finger in his direction. However, in Russia, where it is said that 1 in 4 Russians have seen the video, a third of those who have seen it believe the Kremlin to be telling the truth, and that Putin had nothing at all to do with the incident. Navalny, who is currently detained in a Moscow prison, claims that Putin covertly had the residence built on the Black Sea using ill-gotten gains from his billionaire friends. It has been dubbed Putin's Palace, and it is the largest private residential building in all of Russia. It has more than 190,000 square feet of living space, which is more than twice as large as Buckingham Palace. It is unknown how much wealth Vladimir Putin possesses at this time. Both Forbes and Bloomberg's rankings of the world's billionaires do not include Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. This is a glaring omission. Bill Broder, an outspoken critic of Vladimir Putin and a financier, testified in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee in 2017 and described the president as one of the wealthiest men in the world. He estimated that the president had acquired illicit gains totaling $200 billion. On the verdant slope of a mountain that looks out over the coast of the Black Sea in Russia, this extraordinary structure is beginning to take form bit by bit. It is allegedly a palace that was constructed for the personal use of Vladimir Putin with massive funds that were illegally obtained from the state. It is said that when it was first conceived, it was meant to be a simple vacation home complete with a swimming pool. It now flaunts a magnificent columned facade that brings to mind the Tsar's country palaces built in the 18th century. The massive wrought-iron gates that lead to the courtyard each have a golden imperial eagle perched on top of them. In addition to manicured gardens, there is a private theater, a landing pad with space for 3 helicopters, and living quarters for the security staff. All of this and more is shown by satellite images of the region and photographs that can be found on the internet. Campaigners believe that the workers at the site leaked these images to the media. It will be much more difficult to discover the answers to the question of why the palace was built and who provided the enormous sums of money that were necessary to pay for it. According to what Navalny says in the video, this is similar to a state within a state, in which one untouchable Tsar rules. Because of the way it was constructed, no one will ever be able to get there by land, sea, or air. Even a basic mobile phone equipped with a camera may not be brought into the building where thousands of people are employed. This palace is estimated to have cost $1 billion to construct. The property features an underground hockey rink with helicopter pads on top of it, a dancing bar, a Las Vegas Star casino with a bank of slot machines, and an aqua discotheque with a swimmer bar. In addition to that, there is a specialized space for playing with toy cars and a go-kart track inside the building. Please. It is said that the master bedroom is nearly 2,800 square feet in size, and there are more than a dozen guest bedrooms located in close proximity to the suite. From the outside, it is asserted that there is a huge church, an amphitheater, a sculpture garden, and an industrial-sized greenhouse that reportedly has 40 gardeners working there full-time to maintain it. Who knows what he could be cultivating in there? However, we are aware that the cost of the gardeners to him each year is approximately $2 million. According to Navalny's video report, there is a bridge that is 260 feet long and it leads to a guest house that is 27,000 square feet in size. The guest house has 11 guest bedrooms and several living areas. The primary residence is said to have a number of enormous separate kitchens, including one for meat, one for fish, one for vegetables, and one for baked goods. This must be an absolute nightmare for the person who prepares the surf and turf dish. The alleged floor plans of the construction, which reveal a lot of other interesting details, were included in the leak that Navalny was responsible for. It appears that some of the buildings have been constructed and then demolished and then reconstructed on multiple occasions, indicating that the owner has expensive taste and significant financial resources. We are curious as to who that person could be. During the construction of the ice rings, which began in 2018, the sprawling estate was equipped with its very own offices as well as dormitories which covered the entire estate. There was talk that this might be a fortified underground bunker for Vladimir Putin to use in the event of a major crisis or nuclear attack. The architectural renderings of the interior spaces, including one of the bedrooms, a living room, a reading room, and a bathroom attached to the bedroom, reflect an aesthetic that is consistent with the regal appearance of the exterior of the building and is known to be favored by one Vladimir Putin. A significant number of the renderings are founded, at least in part, on the names that the floor plans give to each individual room. Some were relatively difficult to understand. We hoped that one of the rooms was labeled hooker and that it contained a room where people could smoke from water pipes. According to the FBK investigation, the room in question does not have any windows. There is a stage in the middle of the dressing room, and the floor plans show something that looks a lot like a pole. The FBK jokes that for a very long time, our first thought was that perhaps huge shawarma was being prepared there, or maybe a firefighter pole. Oh, I see. I guess that could be it. The grounds of the palace are expensive and resemble the skylights at Versailles. They also feature exotic trees and large sculptures of former Russian leaders. The perimeter of the entire facility is protected by high-security walls, fencing, and barriers, and its entrances are guarded by armed guards at checkpoints. Access to all parts of the property is provided by the roads. The floor plans do not provide an explanation for all the building's components, such as the enormous ramp-like structure that appears to be a means of vehicle access into an unknown underground facility. It is connected to an expanding neighboring area that is located on the southern edge of the estate. The organization that represents the valley asserts that the Black Sea Palace is just one of several properties that are associated with Putin. These properties include 4 other locations close to Galenzik, more specifically a second chateau, a couple of wineries, and an oyster farm. It is not yet possible to predict what will happen to Putin in the wake of the invasion of Ukraine and the rumors surrounding his health. One thing is clear, however, is that both the purported owner of the palace and the person who created the video presentation that described the various features of the palace were sentenced to lengthy terms of incarceration. In December of 2020, Vladimir Putin signed a bill into law that would grant lifetime legal immunity to anyone who served as president of the Russian Federation. This could be interpreted as a possible indication that the party does not plan to remain in power forever. Dmitry Medvedev, the only other former president of Russia who is still alive, does not appear to be in any immediate danger or facing criminal charges. The construction workers at Putin's palace have stated that the rumors that the extravagant home is infested with mold and is in a constant state of disrepair are true. The builder stated that the walls and ceilings were covered in mold and that the mold was a typical green color. It had an effect on the entirety of the building. The builders of the mansion asserted that the mold was likely caused by the proximity of the structure to the ocean as well as the unlimited ventilation. This meant that the entire property had to be disinfected not once, but twice, which must have been an enormous amount of work. A mining engineer who worked on the complex that overlooks the Black Sea hypothesized that it had indeed been built for the president and that there is an entire anthill carved into the rock underneath the house. The engineer, who was only identified as Victor, was brought to the palace as a national treasure, and he proudly suggested that there were 16 underground floors buried in the rock. Navalny is believed to have been in possession of the leaked floor plans of Putin's lavish property on Russia's southern Black Sea coast, courtesy of one of the workmen who'd been on site. It appears that an Italian by the name of Lanfranco Cirolo was the architect behind Putin's palace. The Italian man, who is 56 years old, allegedly obtained a Russian passport with the help of Putin. He is brought into the privileged realm of gilded glass, which is considered to be part of Putin's inner circle. This clandestine milieu is well known for patron-client networks and a deep-seated mistrust of all people from other countries. And it has been established that he was the architect behind the enormous palatial mansion that was ostensibly constructed for the president of Russia. A position that he has worked hard for. Sirolo, who is known as the moniker and is Putin's architect, claims that there is nothing suspicious about Putin's meteoric rise to power in Russia. He assures the media that there is nothing peculiar about the situation. "I came only with the intention of making some money and starting a successful business. Is that a bad thing to do?" How exactly this foreigner's improbable journey led to a deal to design what is possibly Russia's most controversial piece of real estate while working with men closely associated with Putin is the question that needs to be answered. Many people are still unsure about this. Imagine spending untraceable funds over the course of 20 years to construct a lavish hidden palace. So, what do you think of Putin's private life? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked and enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more insightful videos, get notified by clicking the bell button below. From the high-end stories of today, this has been Modern Luxury. As always, we look forward to seeing you again in one of our videos. Thanks for watching.